Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Calvin Tobin Show. I am your host, Calvin Tobin. Today we have a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. Oh, right. The San Diego Padres organization and the San Diego Padres baseball fans are all on cloud nine right now because, for one, they just landed and pursued and successfully got superstar Juan Soto. And since Juan Soto has joined, he's been off to a nice start playing for them, as he's got 5 hits, 3 runs, and a dinger in his first 5 games with the Padres. But unfortunately, within those first 5 games that he has played with them, the Padres haven't been so lucky in the win column, as right now they are 1-4, as the only dub they got was the first game Juan Soto played with them. And right now, the Padres are 61-50, and they just finished the series with the LA Dodgers by getting swept by them. And over the course of this 5-game streak since Soto has joined, they have been outscored 27-16, which is on average losing 5-3. But here's the thing. The Padres right now are 61-50, and the Dodgers have a whopping record of 75-33, and they are on an 8-game winning streak right now. So right now, there is good news and there is great news for the Padres. The good news is that with them being 61-50, yes, they are 15 games behind the LA Dodgers. Wow. Over the next 9 days, they have a lot easier schedule than the Dodgers do. And who they're going to be playing over the 9 days are the Giants, the Nationals, and the Marlins. But in the same 9-day span, the tougher schedule that the LA Dodgers have, they're going to be playing the Twins, the Royals, and the Brewers. But with how dominant the Dodgers are, I don't think playing the Twins or the Brewers is going to be much effect on their record. And who knows, the Padres could end up catching up possibly by the end of the year, because here's the great news for the San Diego Padres. El Nino, Fernando Tatis Jr. is back. Not entirely though, because right now, as of Saturday night, he was beginning his rehab assignment, so he is very close to returning since he fractured his left wrist. And earlier this summer, on July 15th, he was cleared to start swinging again. And then on August 2nd, he was cleared to go back into batting practice. So with Fernando Tatis Jr., his timetable could either be as soon as possible, or it could slow down based on how Fernando Tatis is going to go about the way he is playing over the course of the time until he returns. Again, like I said, it could be within the next week or two, because he was originally expected to return around mid-August. But who knows on how Fernando Tatis is going to be has been in these batting practices and these swinging routines. It's all about how he is pacing himself into getting back with the Padres. But here's the thing. It's most likely going to be very soon, because I'm confident that he's going to come back as strong as ever and as dominant as he was. So once he comes back, it might be in a couple weeks, it could be in a month. Who knows when he returns? But once he returns, it is most likely going to be this season, and we are going to get our first look at the big three of what the Padres have of Fernando Tatis Jr., Juan Soto, and Manny Machado, and everyone is dying to see how these 3 guys play out together for the rest of the season whenever Tatis Jr. returns. Now, the Boston Bruins Day played out really well today, and the reason is they signed 3 centers today, and their centerpiece is all good to go, and they don't need to worry about getting any more centers because the guys who they just signed are David Kirchie on a 1-year, $1 million deal, Patrice Bergeron on a 1-year, $2.5 million deal, and Pavel Zacha on a 1-year, $3.5 million deal. Now, out of all 3 of these guys signing with the Boston Bruins today, the best signing is Pavel Zacha, and the reason I'm saying it's better than the Patrice Bergeron signing, well, for one, Patrice Bergeron is going into his 19th season, so who knows whenever he's going to retire. It could be next year, well, actually, no, it could be in a couple of years, or it could be whenever. Because with Patrice Bergeron going into his 19th season, who knows how long he can keep his production up. But what he did last year, getting 65 points, scoring 25 goals, and assisting 40 times, it doesn't seem like Patrice Bergeron is slowing down any time soon. But here's the thing, with Pavel Zacha, he is a much younger guy, and he can give you 15 to 20 goals per year, which is based on how the average statistics play out between the 4 centers that the Boston Bruins all now have. Each and every single one of them can average 15 to 20 or more goals, while Patrice Bergeron can average 20 or more. And the Boston Bruins, they have no issue at the centerpiece right now because now they got 4 guys, like I said, that can score 15 or more goals per year. And the 4 guys that they have are Patrice Bergeron, Charlie Coyle, David Kirchie, and now Pavel Zacha, as they just signed and traded for him from the New Jersey Devils. But here's the thing with David Kirchie. Right now, that's the worst signing that they could have made because he's good. Because with this, he hasn't played for the Boston Bruins in 2 years. And if he decides to return, even though he just signed a 1-year, $1 million deal, so that could be a sign that he is returning to the lineup in the 2022-2023 season. But even if he comes back, Kirchie is going into his 18th season, and who knows if he's going to be able to keep up the production he did from a few years ago. Because the reason that Kirchie has been absent is because he said he was going to the Czech Republic, and he hasn't returned since. And he also hasn't announced that he is going to retire yet. So that could be also another sign right there that he is returning to the lineup. But with the 4 centers, they got 4 guys that can drive the offense down the ice and coordinate the offensive zone play, and they can do it coordinating the defensive zone play all throughout 4 lines. So it's safe to say that the Boston Bruins are safe on their center piece. Now, there's a guy who has decided that he is coming back for another season, and the city of Detroit and all of Tiger Nation could not be happier right now in the Renaissance City, because Miguel Cabrera has said that he is committed to playing in 2023, and nothing is better. Maybe he's not as good as he used to be, but nothing is better than getting to watch a legendary athlete continue his career and still do it at a top-notch level. And Mickey is going into his 21st season, going into next year. Now, with Cabrera, there is one huge milestone that he could potentially get and reach by next year, but next year is a bit of a reach for him to do it, and that's getting 2,000 RBIs. Right now, he has 1,841 RBIs, and he needs 159 more to get to 2,000. He has 52 games left to finish out whatever he's going to get for the rest of this season, and he has all of next year, as he just announced that he is continuing his career. But if he continues the same numbers as what he's been doing for the last couple of years, and he plays a 22nd season, I do believe he can get that 2,000 RBI. And here's the thing. Like, let's just say that Miguel Cabrera does end up playing long enough to get that 2,000 RBI. This is what Cabrera could finish with at the end of his career when he decides to hang it up and call it quits. This is what it is. He could finish with 500 plus home runs, 3,000 plus hits, 2,000 plus RBIs, and along with 1,500 plus runs, and having a career batting average of over 300. And that is one hell of a career, because Mickey's been one of the best hitters that you could watch in baseball history, especially in today, because for how much better players are, it is so hard just hitting 300 just one time in somebody's in 1 year for anybody's career. And Miguel Cabrera has a batting average of 309 for his entire career. Miggy Cabrera is going to go down as one of the best hitters of all time. So let's see what he's got in store for us for season 21 before, and hopefully he plays long enough to get that 2,000 RBI before he calls it quits, because that would be extremely cool to see. Now, recently, the Cleveland Browns running back Kareem Hunt is now calling it quits on their team, as he just requested a trade. Now, even when Kareem Hunt gets traded, the Browns losing him isn't going to be an issue at all, because they got Nick Chubb, and Nick Chubb has been absolutely dominant as ever, and is as good as a running back that Cleveland could ever ask for, because in his 4-year career of what he's got so far, averaging 1,200 yards per season, he's gotten just under 5,000 yards, and he's got 4,816 rushing yards, and he's nearly notched 1,500 yards one time, but was 6 yards short a few years ago. But like I said, that's not going to be an issue when Kareem Hunt is gone. And here's a little interesting trade that would actually be a really good one for both of these teams if it ends up panning out. The 49ers have moved on to Trey Lance, and that they're rolling with him from now and however long into the future. And they're wanting to trade and get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo. And with Kareem Hunt asking for this trade, if the Browns trade Kareem Hunt for Garoppolo, that could be a win-win trade for either side, because for one, the 49ers could have a true number one running back in Kareem Hunt, because he's been a solid all-around running back player in the 5 years he's been in the league. He's got 3,500 rushing yards, and he's got 1,600 receiving yards, totaling to 5,153 total scrimmage yards. So Kareem Hunt isn't exactly a scrub. He'll be a good player wherever he goes. And with the 49ers running back right now, Eli Mitchell, yes, he is in his rookie year, going into his sophomore year, and he did get just under 1,000 yards with 963 yards. The 49ers could have what the Browns have, which is two dominant running backs in their backfield, depending on how good Eli Mitchell is going to be for the rest of his career. Now, on the Browns side, them getting Jimmy Garoppolo, that will be a huge save for them, because then they don't have to scurry around hoping they can get a good running back, and they don't have to be scared on how much they're going to drop in their division and in the NFL in general, based on the record with Jacoby Brissett as their quarterback, as Deshaun Watson just got suspended 6 games, which could be longer because the NFL is appealing it, and it could lead to a longer suspension. And as of right now, we don't know how much longer Watson's suspension is going to be. But Garoppolo for Kareem Hunt, either way, this would be a win-win trade, and both organizations could go on their way with a success story from that trade, and everybody wins. All right, that's the end of the Calvin Tobin Show. Please subscribe to my channel at Calvin Tobin Show so you don't miss out on any sports media whatsoever. And please follow me on Instagram at Calvin Tobin Show so you don't miss out on any sports news whatsoever. And I'm out.